Hello everyone, welcome to my channel Tech and Art. Hope you guys doing good. Today I'm going to discuss about couple of common questions and common issues which directly relate to the SQL Server Always On. Okay, SQL Server AAG. So before starting the session, I would request to each and everyone whoever newly joined on my channel, please like to subscribe and don't forget to share. Please visit the channel playlist SQL Server DBA. You will get the more content which can relate you the day-to-day activities and the scenario-based question answers which can help you to interview also. If you are getting help, please share with others also. Okay, so let me start. The very first questions, if you are configuring the always on, so before checking the always on settings, whether the enable or not enable on the particular instance, you will get the error like this, right? The red color error. So you will get the pop-up window. So for fixing this issue, when you come to the configuration manager, go to properties, and enable the always on settings from here itself, and then you can start configuring the always on. It will resolve the issue. Okay, so very basic things, but it's really helpful. Okay, error 2, basically the database prerequisites validation. I have already created one complete end-to-end session for the always on, so you can go and check it. What are the prerequisites for the database side and for the SQL Server instance side. So if you are going to configure the always on settings, so before that you need to follow the prerequisites, otherwise you will face a lot of issues. So one of the issues I am sharing you, which is very common, when you start the configuring any database, always, or if you want to add a new database on an existing always on setup, so you need to do the validation in a database side, otherwise it will give the message, give the error like this. What it's saying, your database is not in full recovery mode. Okay, so whatever the database is part of always on, it should be a full recovery mode. Okay, so go to the database and you can change it here the recovery mode. Okay, from simple to full. Click OK. It will resolve the issue. The third error is the shared network location permission issues, which is very common and very useful. So when you given all the details to the always on setting wizard, and at the end you are getting the error like this, right? Why? Because whatever the backup is available on a shared location, that is not accessible because of the permission issues. Okay, so you need to check the valid permission is there or not particular shared location. So for that solution, you need to go to the share folder and you need to grant it the permission with the service account. Okay, on both node, on the primary and secondary, then only it will help. So once you grant the permission, service account grant permission on both primary and secondary, it will resolve the issue. The wizard will come successfully. Okay, error 4, which is also very useful and very common, Windows failover issues. Mostly I have seen on existing always on setup, our database is not synchronized in a resolving state. So if you see this example like SQL1, SQL2 instance, and suddenly you are seeing SQL1 is on a resolving state. Okay, your database is on a resolving state, not synchronized. So which means there is a problem in a cluster side, Windows failover cluster side. So how to troubleshoot and how to start a digging actually. So for that, if you see and check the error logs, you will get this kind of error, these 3 errors which you will see in error logs, and as well as the Windows event manager. Okay, so what is the meaning of this this error? Basically you need to open the Windows cluster failover wizard. If you go and open the Windows cluster failover wizard, you can see the complete cluster is down, right? It's not running. The complete cluster setup is down. So something it's problem with the the services. So firstly you need to check it, right? The cluster services, whether the cluster services is running or not. So as in this case, cluster services are not running, so I started. Why it's went failed, that is another case. Need to find out why it's went failed and on due to which reason it's went down. Okay, but what need to do immediately, you need to start the services, cluster services. Okay, and as soon as you start the cluster services, just go to failover cluster manager and refresh it. your node will become online. Okay, if you can see here, it will come, and then you can check it the always on wizard, the dashboard, SQL Server always on dashboard, your database is synchronized. Okay, so why the cluster services went fail, that's, as I told you, that's another issue. Need to find out why it's went down. Need to check with the Windows team. This cluster went down during this time frame. Share the logs, they will also identify. You can also dig the problem due to which reason. Sometimes I've seen because of the McAfee software, it's getting down because of some bugs, and also need to, if it is required, need to raise the case to the the Microsoft team. So that's another case. But as soon as you see in the the Windows cluster services is down, just immediately, without any problem, if it is a production also, so immediately you need to start the services, okay, the cluster services from the cluster manager. So these 4 very basics but very helpful in terms of always on groups when you are starting the configuring, and if any existing always on also. So what I'm trying to do, actually I am not clubbing the more scenarios in one video. So in a coming video I will come with another scenario based always on failure issues, and which can help you, and I will create a live demo also for better understanding. Okay, so till then, bye bye, thank you.